my buddy Brent, but we were like, I don't know, maybe 10 or something. And we got like these big like boxes. I think they were like big refrigerator boxes or something. There was a crick. And then like we got in it and with this box and it floated, it had styrofoam in it. And I remember we got in this thing and it just kept going. And we're like Huckleberry Finn and stuff. And it just kept going and going and going. Box. And this crick was, and then it's like, and we couldn't, and we didn't know where we were. It got dark. We couldn't, there was no GPS. There was no, so we're just trying to find our way home. And we got home so late. The 2 cop cars in front of the house. They thought we disappeared.
Yeah.
Somebody got us because we were just like going on this like refrigerator.
Bro, I've had that one time where you see the cop car in front of the house and you're like, I'm in trouble. What's up, guys? Hey, I'm Dustin Ibarra.
And I'm Greg Baldwin.
And we're podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Welcome to Good Things Are Happening.
Man, it's good to be here.
Good things are happening, dude.
It's awesome, dude.
It's awesome, exciting. Man. This is awesome because like we're doing this podcast and like good things are happening. And then it's like, I feel like we manifested this kind of. Hello, you. Welcome to Good Things Are Happening. I am Dustin Ibarra.
I'm Greg Baldwin.
What do you think of the glasses, man? I look cool with glasses, bro.
Those are good.
I got a good facial features for glasses, But I also have beautiful eyes, so it's, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Greg?
Your hair is extra frizzy today.
It is extra frizzy today. That's Thank you. I went to the barber and I was like, give me something that's like 70s pubes, that kind of look. And he hooked it up,
Yeah, your hair is wild today.
Ooh, whoa, my God, what was that? What have you had? Someone else had some 70s pubes this morning. Gotta cough that up, buddy.
Oh God.
How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah.
I'm doing good. How's what's going on with you?
Not much. I was in Phoenix this last week with my buddy Justin Foster. Decided to drove out.
Former guest on our podcast.
Former guest on the podcast. I was gonna fly, but he was like, "Hey, I'm working the club next door. Do you just want to drive out together?" And I'm like, "Let's do it."
Nice.
Love a good comedy drive.
Yeah. How was it?
It was good. It was really good because you get in whenever you're forced to be in a car with someone for like 5.5, 6 hours. Yeah. You get to know everything about them. You go deep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There was laughter. There was crying. There's a lot of stuff. He had to pull over because I had to pee a lot. I have to pee a lot now. I don't know if it happened because back when I was drinking, like something happened where if I gotta pee, I gotta pee now.
Yeah.
Like I normally whenever I'm driving, I keep a bottle with me and I pee in the bottle.
You pee in the bottle? You're a bottle peer?
I'm a bottle peer, bro.
Whoa, dude.
I'm a bottle peer.
Why don't you just pull over and find bushes?
That takes a lot of time, and we're in LA where it's like you don't know if they're gonna let you.
Oh, you bottle pee? You bottle pee in LA,
bro? I'm bottle pee. If I'm going to like Vons, if I'm going to the grocery store and I gotta pee, I just gonna get my bottle.
Dude.
Yeah. I do it in front of Christy too, my fiance. She hates it.
No
she
way.
gets so mad at me.
You bottle pee in front of your fiance.
Pee in front of my fiance. That's how close we are.
And then what do you do with the bottles? You just put them in the back?
I drink them. No.
You pour them over your head.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, buddy.
That's
that
hilarious,
dusty
dude.
piss, man.
I've bottle peed once.
Yeah.
Maybe, like on a long trip when we were drinking alcohol.
Bottle pee all the time, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I had no idea you were a bottle peer.
Why? You don't want to do the podcast anymore?
I don't know. I'm a little, I'm a little moved. I'm a little shaken right now.
Okay. I've accepted your things,
What are my things?
You go to Alaska like every 2 weeks, and go fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've accepted that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're comparing bottle peeing to fishing in Alaska.
Yeah, it's like the same. It affects both of us.
That's good, dude.
But no, it was a good trip. Did
nice
shows out there.
Justin's solid, man.
Justin's solid, bro.
He's solid.
Solid road trip guy. He had his dog too. So
really?
we had that
That's
little
great.
third, like it looked like a buddy trip type
That's
of
awesome.
movie.
I would have petted the dog the whole time.
I petted the dog a good amount.
You did.
Petted a lot, because I don't have a dog. So when I'm around a dog, I'm like, all right, got to get these pets in.
I want to get a dog, but we travel too much.
We do. We can't have
I
dogs,
know.
man. Yeah, because it's like I like hanging out with a dog, but like having a dog, it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a big
It's
responsibility.
like people's kids, you know.
You got to be home at least twice a day to walk them.
Yeah, and then
so you got to be there in the morning. You got to be there in the afternoon to walk them.
Yeah, but then I have to walk. The dog is walking me, actually.
Yeah, I love dogs too.
Yeah. Well, how was your little weekend?
So my check-in was I headlined Cobb's Comedy Club. And it was fucking awesome. You know, so I grew up in the San Mateo Bay Area in San Francisco. And the last time I went to Cobb's, I went and saw Bob Saget.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 25 years ago. And then I gave Bob a ride back to his hotel, and we ended up partying and drinking and having pizza until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And then to walk up and see my name in the marquee and get to headline at Cobb's, which is the biggest comedy club in San Francisco, was pretty special. And then all these people like I knew from like 5th, 6th grade and high school, and they all showed up. And
they came out.
They all came out. My family, my dad were supposed to come, but my mom got sick, so they didn't come. It was actually nice not to have family. It kind of took a little bit.
Oh,
of the
that's
pressure
great.
off.
I love that when family like decides to cancel the last minute. I'm like, yeah,
so it was nice.
I can go hard.
So I didn't have to worry about being judged by family, but the pressure of being judged by all your childhood friends and people you grew up with, that's a lot of pressure, man, you know, because they've seen me. I headlined, kind of headlined. I produced a show at the Punchline in 2017, probably before I was ready to do. And I think I did like 35 minutes and I probably wasn't ready yet. So I don't think I was that good. I wasn't a very good stand-up, you know? Yeah. And I think people probably were like, oh yeah, wow, he's not that good and stuff. Yeah. So that thought was in my head of like, God damn it, I'm gonna be judged. If I don't have a great set, people in my hometown are gonna be like, oh wow, Greg's doing stand-up, but he sucks. You know,
it's funny. Because I do the same thing. It was funny, like how big we make ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone in the hometown is gonna, it's gonna be in the local papers. You know,
yeah.
They're gonna erase
comedy gone wrong in hometown.
That's the headline.
Attempt at a stand-up fails dramatically in front of childhood friends.
Oh God.
Shame brought him front. San Mateo.
Cobb's Comedy Club is shutting down after one of the worst performances in the history of comedy.
Cobb's came out with a statement. We apologize. We try to uphold maintain the highest integrity of comedic talent, and unfortunately, we missed the ball on this one.
We will not only be refunding tickets, but we will be giving you money as well.
Yeah, 3 people are going to get lifetime memberships to Cobb's Comedy Club. Oh, wow. God.
But that didn't happen.
No, it went great, man. You know, and today, you know, listen, I'm not the greatest comedian in the world, and I'm not the worst. And so I think I'm getting pretty good. And I had a great set. And so it was nice. And like after like all these people were posting on my Facebook, my story, and Greg, it's, just all these really positive things about me. And I started getting all these positive messages saying how funny I was. Here's the thing, I'm coming up on 11 years of doing stand-up. Yeah. And I've always been, heard throughout my career, man, it takes so much courage to get up there. You did a great job and this and that. But I've always wanted people to say, you're funny. You're funny. And I got a ton of that this time.
That's good.
I got your funnies, the fun. And I'm like, okay, that means that I'm definitely on the right track. Yeah. And
then your parents weren't there for that.
I know. So they still think I
tell
suck.
them like, hey guys, you just say, hey, could you record that for me?
Yeah.
You're funny.
So it was a really great experience. And and the other thing too, I was thinking, I've been doing a lot of thinking about this. It's like really staying out of the results and, and projecting of where I want myself to be, and national touring headliner and doing all these great things. Stay out of that. And just do the work, and you and I talked about writing more and putting the effort into developing the craft. But and I thought about it. I'm like, what, if I was a feature, and I was just a middler, and I was a feature, and I was touring the country, and I was paying my bills, like, I'm good. Yeah. Like I'm in a good spot. So if I just stay in that gratitude, but still keep doing the work, I think I'll be a lot happier.
That's great. Yeah. You tell me outside doesn't fix the inside.
Yeah.
And I try to do that. Like if I always am now trying to be like, all right, if this is my life, if this is as good as it gets,
yeah,
it's not bad.
It's pretty good.
You know what I'm saying?
Pretty good.
Yeah. I'm not selling out arenas. I don't have a 6-pack yet.
Yeah.
But it's a good life.
Yeah, you're a national touring headliner. You're booking TV roles, movie roles.
Thanks, buddy.
So it's
all right. We did. Good things are happening.
Good things are happening, man. And I'm just grateful today.
Yeah, me too, man. You have like a shiny nose hair or something.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Did you get it? Oh, you plucked it out.
Is it gone?
Nice. Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone. Okay.
Yeah,
it's right. It's on my knee. Right there.
My god. Yeah, the glare is.
Do you want it?
Oh god, no.
You want it?
Yeah, so I get that.
See how good of a
sometimes.
friend you are, dude?
Shiny nose hair just shines. Yeah,
that's good, dude. You
yeah,
called me out. You fucking saved me from having an uncomfortable podcast with a shiny nose hair.
I saw it earlier, but I didn't say anything, so I don't know.
You wanted to let me get into it?
Do you want to redo what we just did?
Yeah. Should we start?
Hey guys, welcome to Good. No, listen.
Should we get to today's guest?
Let's get to today's guest.
Today's guest is a national touring, headlining comedian, hilarious, incredible dude. Today's guest is Dustin Chafin.
Yay.
Dustin Chafin. Yeah.
What's up, dude?
I just want to start with I too am a bottle peer. Give me some.
Oh,
whoa.
Yes.
And to the point where I just bought on Amazon a $40, like it has like a bottle that's for the road. It has a handle on it. And it also doesn't smell because it has some stuff inside of it.
You're kidding me.
And it's hilarious. I bought this. Like, my girl doesn't know it exists. Like, I don't pee in front of my girl. That's a whole other level of comfort that I don't quite have yet.
We do have that.
I don't have that comfort yet. But I hide it because I used to do cups, and it's a lot going on.
It is a lot. There's a lot.
But you don't have time sometimes. You
gotta
pull over. You got to get in the thing. You got to find the key to the bathroom at the mobile. It's like
it's a lot. It's a lot to do.
So yeah.
So you got a little Stanley cup.
This is the cream of the crop. I'm telling you, this is the best thing ever. It's got a handle. I just put it in the Ziploc bag.
Oh, that's great.
I hide it behind the spare tire in the back. I'm stashing my pee bottle.
That's funny, dude.
It's like for camping or something, but it's hilarious.
Dude, it's like an art form.
It is.
Yeah, I got to look into that. Because
Yeah.
I always just go with
what
is that? Let me see.
Because you don't want cups get messy.
Cups.
You got to be careful with the cups.
The cups are tough, bro.
Yeah, and then it's like you got to get you want a big gulp because you don't know what you got in there.
You don't know. You never know until it starts going.
It's a situation.
It is a situation. Yeah.
It's like if you got just the grande at Starbucks.
Oh no, you got to get a Trente.
You got to get the Vente.
Yeah,
or it's gonna be all over.
Yeah.
So I'm a big pee guy, big bottle pee guy. I just want to put that out.
Well, you know what? I think that might be because we're similar. We're from Dustin and I are actually. Well, we have the same name. First off, we went to the same high school.
Shut up!
I'm obviously older, but we went to the same high school.
We went to the same high school, Trinity High School. What's up? Tease up.
Yep.
We went there. And Trojans, bro.
That's cool.
And I found this out because I met Dustin in New York, and we were just like talking, and it's like, hey, are you from Texas? Yeah, I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up? Bedford, Euless. It's like, where'd you go to high school? Like, it's so insane, man. Yeah.
Same town, same thing. Both comics moved to New York. Like, it's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. That's nuts, dude.
And we both pee in a bottle.
Yeah, we
look at this, dude. Dustin,
so
same high school.
We're so connected.
Yeah,
it's
bottle peers. Jesus.
You might want to look into it, Greg.
No, dude.
Yeah,
well, because then you can look at your piss and be like, oh,
you can't see it in mine. Mine's I don't want to look at my piss. It's dark.
I like look. I'm
I don't like that reminds me too much of what am I doing? But at least it's like if I colorless, this didn't happen. It's like I just put it to the side.
Did you ever see the movie Waterworld?
Yeah,
there was this thing in there where I remember Kevin Costner was on the ocean and he had this contraption where he peed into it and then it went through a little still thing and it came out fresh drinking water.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think about that a lot.
People, you think about that a
Think
lot.
if you're
about it a
stuck in the
lot,
desert,
yeah.
that's what you're supposed to drink.
Yeah, get your little
Yeah.
piss contraption out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that movie, by the way. Everybody blasted it and said how terrible it was. I
they
liked
did
it.
say how terrible it was. It
Well,
was
if you
good.
see- I was at Universal. They still have the Water World like spectacular,
Yeah,
and so I mean that movie was what 30 years ago, and
Yeah.
then it's got guys on like jet skis going
I
through
love that.
flames and stuff. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I got a season pass. I go all the time.
Yeah,
I've
and
seen it
nobody
like 10
knows the
times.
movie. Nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, all these kids, they don't even know what it is, but it's just
No.
dudes on jet skis going through flames.
it's fun. It's a
Yeah,
fun
it's a
time.
good
They
time.
got
Yeah.
the plane like blowing up onto the water and stuff. It's,
Yeah.
it's a good little attraction.
Yeah, well, Dennis Hopper was great in that. I loved it.
Oh, I
was,
forgot
yeah.
Dennis
He had
Hopper
an eye
was in that.
patch, and all
Yeah.
the cigarettes, like it was
Yeah,
hilarious.
that was good, man.
Yeah.
He was
I
great.
like that movie.
All right, well, that's the podcast.
Thanks for coming, Dustin. We just wanted to talk to you about peeing in a bottle.
Yeah.
But I'd also like to add in with the up top is having a dog has changed my life. So I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of the comics having a dog.
Big dog guy.
Two dogs now. I just got a second dog. I got my
Really?
dog a
Two
dog.
dogs.
I got my dog a dog because I felt like my dog needed a dog.
Needed a dog
Like I have
thing,
a dog.
Yeah.
She needed a dog. So
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of like
Dustin,
just
two dogs chafing.
That's
Dustin, two dog. Oh, that's a good.
know,
that's a
yeah.
good name.
Two
Dustin,
dogs.
I'm the
Dogs.
right wing nightmare.
Yeah.
That should be your stage name, dude. Two dogs.
Two dogs. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, dude, what are some good things that are happening in your life right now?
Besides this being here,
Oh.
this is a big deal. I've been good, man. I've been, it's one of those years where it's been nuts, where it's like been touring with Neighbor Gotzi, which has been amazing.
That's got to be awesome, bro.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's
It's-
fucking
it is
stadiums,
incredible.
right?
It's-
Arenas.
Yeah, it's and knowing him from New York, back he was like Barker and like all and watching all this happen and being his buddy and all that has been amazing to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, just we started out in like comedy clubs. I was working with him, and then we, this year we've just been all arenas, and so it's like
I see those
God,
it's
pictures.
in the
Yeah.
round,
Dude.
and it's like
yeah.
we did one 18,000 people, and it's just like unbelievable because you think to yourself, I'm just telling jokes, and it's like I feel like I should have a band behind me, like
Wow.
like it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense that I'm in front of this many people just telling these jokes, like I
Wow.
feel like Aerosmith or something, it's really been awesome.
Well, I saw that you
Yeah.
got to perform, and speaking of performing in hometowns,
Yeah,
you performed.
yeah.
Was it Dickies?
Dickies, yeah.
Arena.
Dickies Arena, that was pretty cool, man.
That's
that
cool.
Was,
Did you
my
have-
mom got to see me.
Nice.
My
yeah.
brother got to see me,
Wow.
and so that was pretty cool, man. It was like, because it's like just that many, and it went well, and it was
Uh-huh.
great. What was great about it is like I was doing all Texas Ranger jokes and like
Oh,
local
yes.
stuff.
Oh,
so like even
yeah.
the other, even Nate, all those guys are like, "Hey, you have all this stuff." It's like, I grew up here, So I'm just like crushing with Trinity Trojans, like, what's that smell? LD Bell, and like going the rival
Yeah.
high school, and like all that stuff. So
Yeah.
that was fun, and then it was just like. Yeah, because how moms and dads and people in your family, it's like they never quite think this is a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's never quite a job or a thing that's going to really pan out. So to see them
Yes.
watch me in front of that many people and like see that it is something you can't make money. You can't get to another level.
Bro, the other
Yeah.
day, my mom was like telling me, she was like, have you thought about maybe selling loans or real estate? Because you need a backup plan. And I'm like, Mom, I was a series regular on an ABC show. Like, not that long ago, like a few years ago. I'm working this weekend in Vancouver. Like, what?
Yeah.
This is, dude. And then I started looking at how much to get a real estate license. I was like, she's got a point, this good.
During the pandemic, my mom was like, "Hey, you could be a delivery guy." I was like, "I'm not." It's
Yeah.
like, what are you talking
Bro,
about?
Mom's trying to help out in the
20
worst
years
ways.
of stand up. I'm just gonna deliver Chipotle. I don't think so, Mom. Like I'm not. I'm not. It's not that bad.
My mom would say when I first started, because I wasn't very good when I first started. My mom would say, "Are you still doing those same jokes?"
Are you still doing those same jokes?
And I'd be like, "Oh God, it hurt. It hurt."
Yeah.
But she didn't know. She was just.
But,
Yeah.
but that's what's been funny about my comedy life is that it's an extremity because it's like I'll go from like these crazy arena shows, private jets, tour bus. I mean, private chef, a trainer. I mean, unbelievable. And then it'll be like 4 seasons and like all this stuff. And then I'll go from like, 4 seasons to a Super 8 in like, Corpus Christi on the side of the highway.
Oh, wow.
Where like there might be 40 people in the audience,
Dude, that is crazy. Yeah.
And it's just like the extremity of it. And there's this, which is so funny. It's just like a bipolar comedy life I have.
That's incredible.
And it's like, and I love both of them, but it's like, it's just so funny. I just, I remember the Super 8, the guy's like, yeah, this is a tourist area. Selena got murdered over in that parking lot.
Wow. You were there? Oh, man.
And so,
when were you in Corpus Christi?
About 2 months ago.
Oh, dude, yeah. I used to like
Mesquite.
Yeah, I would always vacation down to Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Selena, that's like the main.
Yeah.
They got the statue there and everything.
It's a whole thing. Yeah, the whole thing. She was the Latina Madonna.
She was. Yeah.
But so I, but that's what's so funny about comedy. The follow-up show is hilarious. Like I just did 12,000, and then last night I did like is in a kitchen at a cancer center with no microphone.
Oh man,
it's just, you just don't know. And so, but I love that about comedy because you just go with it. We're soldiers. You go from like, this amazing thing, and then you're like, okay, stage time is stage time. And so that's the beauty of it. Even when I'm up in front of that many people, it's before the show starts, I'm a wreck because I'm just like, I got my headphones on, I'm listening to Eminem, I'm looking at the rafters. I'm like, what is going on? There's just so many people. But when I grab the mic, I could be anywhere. It's a set. It's funny how that clicks. We were just like, it feels like 12 people. Like it doesn't, as soon as I talk into the mic, get that first joke out.
Wow.
It's exactly like anywhere. It's like Hoosiers, that scene where like measure the basket. It's just like the court back home, it's the same kind of thing. So I love that I've been doing comedy long enough where I can not freak out on stage.
I had that at Cobb's, man. It's like I was so panicking and worried about everyone judging me. And then Daryl Hammond gave me some good advice too. He said, forget about all the people that you're not performing for them.
Yeah.
They're a lot of times they're not good audience members because they know you. You're performing for the other people that are there. And then I would do that, but it's like I was so nervous. I get the mic and it's like it's gone.
Yeah.
You're just
in it. You're in the pocket.
And you're talking about those sets of at the kitchen with no mic and all that stuff. That helps prepare you for those, I bet, for those 12,000 people shows, to handle adversity and struggle.
It's a crazy thing.
It's weird. I kind of like those now a little bit, as in like it just kind of it hardens you.
We did one.
We did one the other day, and I was like, this is fine. It was like 4 people.
It was fine.
It teaches you not to freak out. I think it's just like okay, don't.
And everybody deserves comedy. And it's hard sometimes not to make fun of the fact that you're like, you just did this and now you're doing this. And so you got to kind of, everybody just wants to see your comedy and have a good time with it. But it's
is it a bigger rush, doing a show for 12,000 and you just walk off the stage? I mean, is it like,
Yeah. I mean, it's terrifying because it's like, it's a different lane working with somebody like Nate because it's like you got to be clean.
Yeah, squeaky.
You look out and there's a Nana and a little kid, and it's like it's not like a dirty comedy club where you could just go off and do whatever. Yeah. So you have to kind of, and I'm always, because I was pretty edgy comic. I was raised by the Dave Attell's and Kinnison's, and that's the comedy I loved. So I feel like I had to kind of like work towards this and figure out how to do a clean set that's still funny and still something I want to do on stage.
See, and I feel like it's not that if you've been doing comedy for a while, like you're funny regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to do this thing a couple of weeks ago. I was working with Ryan Hamilton, and it's like very squeaky clean. Sure. And I was kind of panicking, like, oh man, what am I gonna say? But a lot of my jokes aren't that dirty. I just add a few F words here. It's pretty easy to change up if you already know how to do stand up.
And usually that stuff's just bad habits, It is,
it's something
it's just,
you're like
you just like you get it becomes an exclamation point to a joke that you don't need.
No,
because I had a joke that it was like it was working with the F word, and then it was like, and it always killed. And then I tried to do it without the F word, and it didn't work. And then I talked to a comic in Vanessa Hollingshead in New York, and she said, why don't you just emphasize the word instead of trying to emphasize the F word before the word? So then I just slow down the word the word, it was like food, and I was like food, and I just like made the food word kind of more of an emphasis, and then it worked. And it's like, and it's just amazing how I used the F word before it to make it, you know, become this edgy joke that worked. And it's like, once I just concentrated on the punchline of the word, it worked so much better. And just emphasize the word.
That makes sense.
I heard, you know, this is, I forget who told me this or where I heard it, but it's don't swear unless it serves the joke.
Yeah, and does it ever really serve a joke? I don't know, unless somebody said it.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
but even it's like, but it's definitely something that I'm still figuring out.
It's a crutch.
Like I think it is, like you can pull it off, but it's like, you know, but then it's like, then I'll do a set where I'm Corpus Christi or something, and it's like complete freedom, and then it's still nice to have that freedom.
It is,
yeah.
You're just like, you don't care what you're talking about, you just go off. But I think it's like every comic I feel should have the toolbox to do both.
Yeah.
You know, you should have the edgy set, you should have the clean set. Like, it's just you're gonna make more money. You're gonna be a broader comic. Like, just because there's some comics, especially LA's dirty, man. There's some comics that get up
pretty
there
dirty,
and they're
I guess.
just like licking ass and stuff. And I'm like, what are you talking about? How are you gonna get on Fallon, dude? What are you doing? Isn't that the goal? Like, what are you talking? So sometimes I see that and I'm just like, you know, I mean, I'm not judging or anything, but I feel like we should all kind of lean towards having that set that's clean.
Yes. Yeah. Especially in the beginning of a comedy career. I was my first like beginning, I was squeaky clean, you know?
Oh,
I was too. Yeah.
Because you get more work like that. Like I remember Jimmy Walker, he was like, they needed a clean comic and no one was clean and I could be clean. And that was the only reason I got that.
Yeah, I think Blue takes being seasoned. You know, I think it's like some of these young comics coming out of the gate being like, you know, hardcore. And it's like, I think you have to figure out how to drop a punch, figure out the rhythm of comedy before you go into that. Because
it's dirty and not funny.
Yeah, sometimes, sometimes there's a certain shocking thing to it. The audiences, if you can shock them, they will give you a reaction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a joke. You could just say some crazy shit. You know?
Especially if you're a white guy, you should go. I mean, black dudes can just be dirty out of the gate. They're hilarious. And it doesn't matter. They're just funny out of the gate.
They're funny out of the gate.
But white guys should, you know, have a little more diversity with our comedy.
What's an obstacle that you've had to overcome, man?
Oh God, when you asked the questions before, I was like, I think obstacles, just myself, just kind of not, you know, just sabotaging myself.
And you feel like you're one of those guys that gets in your way type of thing?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, years and years of drinking and partying and things like that. That was a big part of the obstacle. Now I think it's just like, you know, keeping my eyes on my own paper is a big one, not looking at everybody else, not looking what this guy's doing and this person's doing. And I think it's like, those are obstacles, just staying focused. And then laziness is tough.
Oh, laziness is
tough. Easy to just chill. I mean, I'll find a series and love it and just can't get away from it, you know?
Like, an all-day thing.
It's like, I just want to see what Christopher Walken does in this episode or whatever. And I'm just like, you know, it's just laziness, man. And I know, and I have like all these projects and scripts and all this stuff. That's where my energy should be, finding that energy to put into the projects and the art instead of like just nonsense.
That's something every day for me that I'm just like, so God, you just got to make yourself do it.
You work, dude.
Yeah, but
I don't put the work in, dude.
But I don't want to. I will.
But you do it.
I'm better now about just having a little bit of a routine where I'll force myself to go. I'll go to my garage and I got a little desk set up, and I'll sit there with a pen and paper. I'll do like, I found this saying on Instagram called time boxing, where it's like you write a to-do list and you write 3 things that you want to accomplish today, and then you time it out like from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 9 a.m. to that, you know? It's been helping a lot.
I got myself down to 3 things where it's like, I got to do at least these 3 things every day, and I feel like I'm not, you know, I haven't lost it, where it's like exercise, organize or clean, and do something creative. I just got to do 1, 2, 3. If I do those every day, it could just be one joke I write. It could just be 20 minutes in the gym or a walk. It doesn't have to be a crazy,
but just something to not break the chain.
Yeah, organize my desk, do the dishes, just something, you know, make the bed.
I love organizing.
Yeah, make the bed, whatever. Just something. If I do those 3 things, I feel like I'm getting the day a little more accomplished, you know.
Hey guys, I'm Cecily, the producer of Good Things Are Happening. We got a sponsor. It's Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN or virtual private network, a tool that hides your online activities from third parties snooping around and collecting data, like the sneaky bastards that they are. When I travel, I set my location to home so that I can log in securely and work on behalf of my clients. I'm also learning Italian, and when I want to really get immersed, I can watch the news in Italian by setting my location to Rome or Milan. Protect your online privacy. Become invisible online with Surfshark VPN. And with our link, you save 83%. On the Surfshark One VPN Plus, you also get 3 months extra. That's $2.69 a month. Get Surfshark. Click the link in the description or on our website, goodthingspod.com, and surf safely with Surfshark.
You know what? I got a carpet cleaner, steam cleaner.
Oh, wow.
And
he talks about this every episode.
Time,
he loves this thing.
It's the great.
All right, I hope we cleared 10 minutes for the carpet cleaning part.
Gotta go back to that.
They got to sponsor us. He doesn't have dogs. Where's his hair coming from, bro?
It's the best, dude.
I need one. You don't need one.
I do talk about it all the time, but it's the best, dude.
Yeah.
I told you could borrow it sometime.
I'm gonna borrow it.
We're all gonna borrow it now.
Yeah. I came back
from that out there.
Yeah, I know. Right? I came back from Arizona and everything looked like really nice. Like Christy cleaned while I was gone, and I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy!" Like you just kind of look at it like, I could live like this. I have a clean carpet and what? This is nuts, man. So something about having a clean environment.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm not quite at that baller stage where I can have a cleaning service all the time, but I'll do it once in a while. And then it's funny in LA, I had this cleaning service and they only send men over because it's like the security thing.
They only send men?
Yeah, they don't send women because it's like there's some dude is wanting a cleaning service, so they think it's safer to have a dude. But these dudes are so banged up. And they always this one dude, he's coming down the sidewalk. He's got flip-flops on. First of all, who's cleaning in flip-flops?
Come on,
they look like prison issue. He's just
cleaning service is this?
He's got his
Home Depot.
And he's got his pretty much, and he's got his own vacuum cleaner, but it's dirty and it looks like the cord's not it's frayed cord, and I'm like, it's gonna burn my house down. It's just then I'm I'm letting this guy in my house.
Yeah, you don't want to tell him to leave either because now he knows where you live. You got to give him a good review.
I did a joke where I said but he I tell you, he cleaned my bathroom. I mean, it was spotless with a toothbrush. I mean, it might have been my toothbrush, but and then another dude, he came over and he's cleaning for probably 35 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, I gotta take a break, whatever. I was like, okay, cool. I'll check the mail. And he sits on the couch. I come back, he's asleep. He's just laying out, just sprawled out, completely asleep. There's a stranger in my house asleep.
Whoa.
On my couch.
Did you wake him up?
Yeah. I was like, hey, man. I was like, hey. And whatever noise you make to wake a stranger up in your house. And he was like, oh, sorry, man, I got 4 jobs. And he does that whole thing. I got 20 kids or whatever. And I'm like, all right, dude, well.
I had a cable guy come over to fix my cable. And he's like, hey, can I use the bathroom? And I'm like, sure. And he goes in there. He took a dump. He took a dump and then he left the door open. And the whole place smelled. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. He must have had to go pretty bad.
He did. But you got to close the door and turn the fan on.
You should have given him a bottle.
A pee bottle.
He's a pee bottle.
I couldn't believe it, dude. I didn't call and complain, but I was like, he just took a dump and left the door open.
Wow. Was the cable all right?
Yeah, the cable was fixed. But I couldn't believe it. Dude.
Our first day we moved in LA, we had a mover, and it was funny because we didn't think we were going to get our stuff because moving cross country is crazy. You just don't know if you're going to get your stuff. You're just hoping that this moving company is real. They
don't care about your things.
You just you do something on the internet and you just hope that it's some legit company. Yeah. The whole thing was a nightmare. And I remember, and all our stuff finally showed up, and it was this little dude by himself, and he was moving all our stuff in by himself. He was putting mattresses on his back. He had no help.
Yeah.
And then I remember he used our bathroom and he had diarrhea or something. He just blew it. Our brand new bathroom. It was Our brand new place. Nobody's ever touched it. Brand new. It's like remodeled the whole thing. And he just went in there and destroyed it. And I was just like, oh, this is great.
He was the first one?
He's the first
That ain't cool, man.
Yeah,
you got to be the first one on your own toilet.
Yeah, we peed.
That's
we didn't do
tough.
that yet.
Yeah.
He got to do that.
Yeah,
I would be a little upset about that.
Stranger. And
Yeah.
whatever. So,
Dude, I remember
growing
up, my mom used to let people use our restroom, strangers. Like someone would just knock on the door.
Oh, that's
and be like, hey, can I use your restroom? She'd be like, oh yeah, come on in. It's like, we don't even know this guy, Mom. You know, like this guy, he could be smoking meth in there. You know? Didn't smell like meth, but he could be like, just I don't know.
You guys were like the homeless facilities.
I guess so, man.
Yeah,
she was always letting people in, but like, I don't know how I would feel about like I'll let a good friend. I'll let I'd let you guys shit in my place if you wanted to.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that too. That's
you
how
wouldn't
good
do
a
that
friend
See,
I am.
I'm the kind of guy
either.
I would go to the grocery store.
Yeah,
be like, I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
I gotta
I would be
start
embarrassed,
something.
dude.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that in front of
I'd be
somebody.
embarrassed.
I mean, if you got a situation, you got a situation. but
Yeah,
still,
yeah. It'd have to be pretty bad.
Yeah.
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 I remember one time I was driving home and I lived at a different place, but I was going by my parents' house and I had sushi and I had the runs.
Do it.
And I couldn't get to my parents' house in time, and I shit my suit.
Nice.
I can't. I
shit your suit?
I shit my suit.
Oh my goodness.
And I ran into my parents' house. They're like, what's going on? I'm like, I gotta use the bathroom and stuff. And then I had to like borrow some pants from my dad and stuff because I shit my suit.
Wow.
Oh god.
Shitting a suit feels. I bet you that sounds worse than shitting your pants.
Yeah.
Like it's a suit,
Yeah, it does.
you know.
Your
like,
pants sounds. I mean,
yeah,
that
I shit my
happens.
pants. I shit my suit. That means did you shit the jacket?
It's like another level.
Did you shit the tie?
Just the suit pants, dude.
I shit the entire suit.
Yeah.
No, but the suit's ruined. Top's ruined too. It travels.
The top is right. Yeah,
it travels. Yeah.
You just gotta throw it out, dude. No matter what, you gotta throw it out.
Because even if you got it cleaned, you're gonna know you shit in that suit.
Yeah,
so we can have a job interview or something in that suit.
Yeah.
Can't get married in that suit.
Oh no. That's like finding out someone died in your apartment.
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
I'm always gonna picture that now.
Suit's done.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta send it to the dry cleaner too. You gotta send a shit suit to the dry cleaner.
Yeah, like
They're like, who is this guy?
You're
man?
like banned from that dry cleaner. They're like, no more.
No, you're not welcome here.
It's so funny because all three of us. I was thinking about because I caught myself like, don't do the accent, the dry cleaning accent.
We all did.
We were all like, you no come here,
No more.
No more, you're not welcome.
no shit.
You shit your suit. No more. You're not coming here no more.
Oh man.
Holy smokes, dude.
So
I was gonna switch gears.
Who inspires you?
Yeah. Have you ever had a near-death experience?
Oh yeah.
We're going from shit suits to fucking nearly dying.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like you had one with that suit. Yeah, I've had a lot of experiences like that, I guess, where it's like, like I almost drowned when I was a kid. Like,
Really?
it was like somebody saved me and like fell off a cliff thing or something. And, I can still remember just kind of like not being able to breathe and like, somebody pulled me out, stuff like that.
Wow.
But yeah, it's like, and then living in Texas, man, it's always near death. We're on motorcycles and like just in creeks by ourselves and doing all kinds of stuff in the woods. I feel like you're falling, hitting your head, like, a lot of that kind of stuff.
My brother with his friend, he hopped a train and they took it for like 4 hours and ended up like in Houston or something. And then they hopped the other one back. But he was telling me this, and I was like, where was Mom? Where were the adults in this situation?
I mean, me and my friend, we had like my buddy Brent, but we were like, I don't know, maybe 10 or something. And we got like these big like boxes. I think they were like big refrigerator boxes or something. There was a crick. And then like we got in it and with this box and it floated, it had styrofoam in it. And I remember we got in this thing and it just kept going. And we're like Huckleberry Finn and stuff. And it just kept going and going and going. And this crick was, and then it's like, and we didn't know where we were. It got dark. We couldn't, there was no GPS GPS. There was no, so we're just trying to find our way home. And we got home so late. The 2 cop cars in front of the house. They thought we disappeared.
Yeah.
And somebody got us because we were just like going on this like refrigerator.
Bro, I've had that one time where you see the cop car in front of the house and you're like, I'm in trouble.
How about this? I was using my parents' car and to go to school, and I backed out, smashed the next door neighbor's car, and then just drove to school. and then I get a call, Greg Baldwin to the office, please.
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh, no. So I had to go home. They're like, you have to go home. So I went home, and then the neighbors were there. It's like a big, giant Samoan guy with his girl who lived across the street. They're like, did you hit that car? And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, I was going to tell you when I got home. And they're like,
Gotta leave a note.
No bueno, Greg.
No bueno.
That's hilarious.
So you almost drowned and you fell off a cliff?
Yeah, almost drowned. Just, as a little kid, it was a thing. And then, I've had other experiences, we've had dark places in our life, it's like, I remember one time I had this ex-girlfriend that was just driving me crazy, man. I was just like, I can't take this chick anymore. And she was just so toxic to the point where you're just like, I'm done. And I remember I went out and bought. That's the thing too, when you're like kind of off yourself and then you have to go into a store to get the get the supplies.
Oh,
like
wow.
that.
Yeah.
Like that's a moment where you're like, all right, man, there's so many moments for you to be like, all right, maybe I shouldn't do this. It could be like a long line at the store or whatever. But you're still going through with it.
You're hoping the cashier asks you like, so what are you doing with this rope?
You just want somebody to be like, do you really need all this? So I bought like a full bottle of Tylenol PM and a 6-pack of Tall Boys. And I was just like, this seems gentle.
Yeah.
So I feel like this might be the way to do it. So I did the bottle.
You ate the whole...
all six beers. And then I remember just kind of being on the couch, all just like whatever. And then she found the bottle. She hadn't found the bottle. She might have just thought I was just, wasted or whatever. So they took me to the hospital and, put me on the table and they put all this charcoal in my mouth and stuff and just, try to get me to like, throw up all this
stomach pump. Right?
Yeah, they pump me and then they put all it's charcoal or something does something to it. And I remember just looking over and seeing like blue shit everywhere because it's like the Tylenol and stuff. So it's like blues just leaking out. It was horrible. And it was like this thing where, I don't know if I died, but I feel like I was close. And then I remember just kind of coming out. And then, it was rough, man. And then I'm just handcuffed to a hospital bed because they didn't want me to hurt myself. And then they put me in a psych ward for like 2 weeks. And I tell you what, a New York City psych ward ain't no day at the picnic, man. Like that was a rough, because it's like New York, like we're always around crazy people, but it's like to be around crazy people in an open gown is like a whole nother thing. Where you're just like all these like, people. So yeah, man, it was rough. And it was like, but it was, just a dark moment that, and the psych ward was crazy too, because you're just around all these people that are really suffering and stuff. And then you feel like you're like, you don't belong here, you're like, whatever, I got to get out of here. And so, it was, but I went to AA meeting and stuff and like kind of started planting seeds to where my life should go. But, and then, it didn't quite, still after that, I didn't quite understand the importance of like, being alive and like what I could have done could have just ended everything. And so I think about it a lot in a way that's like, especially when things are going well, it's just like, it's unbelievable that I'm still here and whatever. So yeah, that was my dear death was literally, right at the door. So it's a moment that, it changed my life. And so now it's like, I can see things are never that bad. So I feel like that's, it's like no matter, how bad things feel, it doesn't have to get to that point. And that was, and then I got rid of that girl, that's for sure. And I got rid of other things in my life, got sober, all that stuff. So I feel like that, put things in perspective.
Yeah, so that was a big turning point.
Yeah, huge turning point. It took a couple of years to get right. I was still drinking and stuff. It wasn't like it happened like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like, but I always have that to be like, you know what, no matter, if I can't get booked on this crappy show or I can't do this or whatever, it's like, remember where you were. So I think
Yeah.
it's important sometimes to remember these dark moments, just, not dwell on them, but just know that, it can always be worse. And then therapy helped. And, I see this guy in New York who only sees comedians. And it's like he's great.
He only sees comedians.
He only sees
Wouldn't that be funny if
comedians.
he dresses as a clown to see it?
Well, that's
I'm
the thing.
the comedy
Esquire
therapist.
magazine dubbed him as the clown whisperer.
Wow.
Really? The clown whisperer.
So in my darkest moments in life, I'm sharing about my dad, pulling a gun on my dad because he's hitting my mom, all these horrible things. I got to say it to the clown whisperer. So it's, but he's great because he understands this world of what we do in a way that most people don't. Like, he knows every person. If you said SD, if you said this person,
He
he's
just
going to know who
knows
that
everyone,
is.
huh?
And he's not. You don't have to explain comedy, because I remember doing therapy before this guy, and then they give you textbook. Oh, you're a comedian. You're a narcissist. You need attention.
Yes.
It's not like this guy gets it, and so he's been. I've seen him over 20 years, and he's phenomenal. I still see him on Zoom now in LA, but he's great.
I had a therapist one time. I went through a bunch of therapists, but I had this one when I was this was like years ago when I was like kind of starting to drink and like it was getting pretty bad. I remember she was talking to me and she was like, and she found out like who my agency was, and she's like, "Oh, you was CAA? I have an idea for this thing that we could do." She started pitching me on a project, and I was I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is insane. She's like, yeah, we could get together and pitch it to him. And then, so I leave, and then I call her back later. I'm like, hey, that wasn't cool what you were doing. She's like, well, I just don't. And she called me back. She's like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, it's fine. I just don't think we should see each other anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I've had to you have to train therapists sometimes. Like, it's like, that's the thing with therapy. It's like, they're people too. Sometimes they forget. And they misstep.
Yeah, they pitch you their TV show.
Well, this guy, I love him, and he's changed my life. But he did some stuff. I remember I opened a club, and he sees all the comedians, and then I remember a freaking comedian asked him to ask me to get stage time.
Really?
And so my therapist was like, you thinking about booking this guy? And I was like, what? I go, half of this is like, I hate that I'm in this position. The comics treat me like a booker. And then you're going to ask for a spot for a guy. So I yelled at him. I went after him. And like, we had to get through that. That was a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I went after him.
Because, it's like a little safe spot. And you're like, I don't know. Now you want something from me?
A couple of things where I was just like, dude, that was the big one. I was just like, dude. And he turned around. He got it. And he changed it. And it was fun. He's never asked me for a spot.
That would be.
Can I get a guest spot from this client of mine? But yeah, they just don't. Sometimes I guess they forget, but it worked out. He's still pretty great.
Whoa!
Who's that?
Who's that? That's our Good Things Are Happening pod
Producer Cecily Korst. Oh my God, what are you doing here?
Wow, that's an awesome shirt. Where'd you get that? It says Good Things Are Happening. That's the name of our podcast.
Got it from the website.
What?
Yeah.
There's merch on our website?
Everybody has merch, dude. We can't get away with not having merch.
There's a way that people can support the Good Things Are Happening podcast by buying merch? That's crazy.
What?
It's cool merch, too.
Good merch.
It's good merch. Check it out. GoodThingsAreHappeningPod.com. Is that the website?
That is. Good thing.
Oh, yes.
Right. Oh.
I did.
Love when you do that.
Yeah, check it out, guys. We got a bunch of things on there. We got shirts, hoodies. Do we have socks?
We don't have
We
socks.
should get socks.
We should get
Socks are coming.
Socks are coming.
But yeah, if you want to support the podcast, go to goodthingsareHappeningPod.com. Check out the merch section. We got a ton of things on there. And have fun. Spread the word. Spread the podcast.
Good things are happening.
Good things are happening.
Good things are happening.
That's cool. What do you do now to maintain like a good mental state,
Dogs are great.
Dogs. Dogs. Hey, we might gotta get a dog.
What's great about a dog is the responsibility thing for me is good because I struggle for having routine because like the lazy thing. So I love it. It's like, I got to get up. I got to walk the dogs.
Yeah.
I got to feed them. I got to make sure they're okay. So I like the routine of that. And then obviously there's nothing better than coming home and somebody's just so excited to see you, man. They don't care how well you're doing in comedy. They don't care how much money you're making. They're just
happy to see you.
So happy to see you. It's a level of happiness I can't explain. People just don't give it to you. What a little chihuahua can give you. So,
I love it.
My mom has a chihuahua.
It's just
she was a scaredy dog.
Yeah.
Like afraid of everything. And so it took me like a year or two to win her over. And now she sees me, she goes bananas.
Yeah.
Like runs around the house,
Yeah,
comes, wants me to rub her belly.
Yeah.
And and nobody else can really play with her except my mom and my dad. And nobody can play with her except me. And it's just pure love.
That's a great feeling, right? Whenever you break the barrier is between an animal.
They finally
he's cool with you. Yeah, this dog's cool with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of like a therapeutic kind of thing with my dogs and stuff. But I think it's just not being afraid to ask for stuff has really helped my life a lot. It makes me maintain because, I feel like in this business of comedy, it's like you always have to, you're always afraid sometimes to ask somebody because you think you're going to be that weird, annoying guy or whatever.
That's what your therapist saw too. He's like, I'm just going to ask him.
I do. But I ask people for stuff now, and it's changed my life.
I've always asked people for stuff.
Yeah.
And ever since I started doing comedy, I remember I was 17 back in Dallas, and I just would ask hey, can I host for this person this weekend?
Yeah. I mean, but you're adorable. That
I
helps.
was adorable. I could. I got away with it, but
I'm like this moody, weird guy.
I feel like there's nothing wrong with asking. They can say no.
Yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
Like,
but I guess just trusting my instincts in life and just stuff like that. Just and finding time for myself, and then having a good woman helps. Just is everything too. A good person in your life.
We got to get her on.
It's so crazy to think you almost killed yourself.
Yeah.
And then now this wonderful life that you've had, I've heard the term, you would have killed the wrong person.
Yeah, no.
And now you have this incredible life and doing, arenas with Nate. You got a great
doing
girlfriend.
Fun
you got
stuff.
dogs.
I feel like I've been in a position to inspire, everybody always says, how come you don't have kids? I go, I've raised 100 comics. Same thing. It's like,
you know what? You did work a lot with new comics. I remember in New York. Yeah. You were cool to me, because I knew you from, you were always in the comedy magazines and websites. Oh, this cool comic. I was like, oh, that guy's cool. And you're just nice to new comics.
Yeah. Well, it's like, but we have, it's a band of brothers and sisters. And it's like, I've never liked anybody that didn't see it that way. Like if it's like LA is a little tricky because there's not like a lot of that fraternity of comedy here. You just everybody's kind of out for themselves. But New York, at least when I started and when I started doing it, that's what it's been about. It's like we all help each other. If I make it, I'm pulling you up.
I like that.
If you make it, you're pulling me up. Like we're just doing this together. You took care of me, I'll take care of you. And a lot of what I have now is because I was good to people when nobody else was. Yeah. And I treated people like humans instead of just, garbage because they were annoying or whatever. Yeah. Because I get what that is. Being a young comic is a very tough thing because it's like it's just you finally get funny, but then after that you gotta figure out how to get people to like you and put you on stage. And so all that energy can be, tough for people to take in. And so, but I've always understood it. And so help people for that. So yeah, I think that's definitely, we should take care of each other.
I like it.
It's a big deal.
Good message, man.
That is a good message. I like that.
I think so.
I like that.
Well, we do a couple of good news stories.
Okay.
Can you stick around for that?
Sure.
It won't take long. I mean, they're all right news stories. Do you have a good one today, Greg?
Let's see. Here's one that this guy went in for a job interview.
Okay.
And his mom drove him to the interview. And he's in the interview. The mom fell asleep in her car, put the gas on the pedal, and drove through the building into the job interview.
Like into the office he was at?
Into the office where he was at. And while he was talking to the manager.
I would love it if he asked, do you have any references? And
here, mom pops out like the Kool-Aid guy. Bam!
Yeah.
Here she is.
And then he's like, well, there goes my ride to work.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious. I don't know if that's a good news story, but it's a funny one.
It is a funny.
I mean, if I'm the boss, it's like, how am I not going to hire that guy?
you gotta hire
Because you're
the-
going to have that
yeah.
story forever. Like, that's just,
And now he's got to pay you back, for ruining his.
I would hire that guy in a heart because I would feel like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened to you. Like, come on.
Yeah,
We're going to roast you for the entire time.
Yeah, how's
you're
your
here.
mom doing? Yeah. Mm.
What do you got?
Okay, this one's pretty cool. A New York woman was honored with a special dessert at a restaurant that she's been going to over 70 years. She got a dessert named after her at this place. Yeah, which I think is just like really cool because, does anyone in here have a meal named after them?
No, I have friends that do, but
Yeah, I've got friends that do too,
yeah.
but it's like that's what you want,
that's a level of like,
That's a different level,
Yeah.
Like
What-
you go to a bar and they have a drink named after you, or
Yeah, you go to I have like incidents named after me. If a comic gets drunk on stage, oh, you pulled a Dustin.
Hey, don't pull in a bar.
Don't
dude.
pull a Dustin bar.
Yeah, I got a couple of those too. They're always like, which Dustin are you talking about?
They ask you, wait, are you the guy that got drunk on stage?
Hang on a second.
Yes, I am.
Damn, something
Our
about her
life
name.
is so parallel.
It is parallel.
It's scary how parallel it is.
But yeah, it was National Ice Cream Day, and they named this like
That's
Sunday
awesome.
after.
That's
that was
pretty cool.
sweet,
I love
you
that.
know?
Yeah.
It'll
Because
be
that's a
around.
different level than like a famous person. Like
Yeah,
that's
it's like this a
that's-
patron.
That's like giving back to your customers
Yeah.
and like she's older and so that's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
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 All right, I got one more story. So this guy in India, central India, he was a hardworking family man. He was making $4 a day working in gold mining, try to find gold for it. But he had 7 kids and all these in-laws, and he ended up $6,000 in debt. And he switched over to diamond mining to see if he can. And he found a 19.22 carat diamond worth about $100,000.
Oh wow.
Oh man.
And so he went and got it appraised, and he's going to get about $100,000, and he paid off the $6,000 food debt that he had. And
Food debt.
He had food
That's how
debt.
you know you're in like a bad
Yeah.
situation when you
Yeah.
have food debt.
Yeah. I've been down that road. You're just like, I'm
And-
using my visa. Yeah.
Food
Yeah.
debt. Yeah. Sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I'm trying to pay off my food debt right now.
Yeah.
I had an $8,000 credit card bill, and so I got it down to almost 5. So
Yeah.
I got a couple more months. I can
Food
with
debt
you.
sounds like a weight loss thing. Like I'm in a lot of food debt right now. I'm in food
Is that
debt.
what you call it when you?
Yeah, I
Well,
gotta
food
pay off some
deficit.
food debt.
It's all about the deficit.
Food deficit. Yeah.
That's just. You have to, I go to McDonald's in the drive-thru. Oh man, I'm in food debt right now. I get 3 Happy Meals.
Gotta exercise, get out of food debt. That's the only way.
So what he plans on doing with the money is he wants to invest it in getting his children educated, building homes, buying some lands, and maybe a tractor.
A tractor.
That's
Yeah.
that's what's amazing about India that you could do all that for $100 grand. That's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff he's doing.
Yeah, you could maybe
You
buy
get
a
2
tractor.
of those things maybe in,
Yeah.
in America.
Yeah. So yeah, you definitely can't get a home for $100
Yeah.
grand.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I
the
thought that was a
tractor.
pretty cool story.
That's really
It's a
nice,
great story.
man.
Yeah.
So
that's
he didn't work for somebody. He just did it himself.
like an
Okay.
independent contractor that would try to find
Yeah,
gold.
we got to
and
try
stuff.
and doing that. You can go to Arkansas.
Metal.
There's-
Oh, Arkansas,
Yeah.
dude.
That's
Did you
why-
ever go up there to that? What do they call it? It's that Arkansas place where you can just dig up the diamonds
like
and
the
stuff.
gold stuff. Yeah, I forget
That
what
was
it's called,
fun.
but
I
yeah.
went there as a kid.
I haven't gone there, but yeah, I've always wanted to. Because
Yeah.
I love like metal detecting with you. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
We're all
it is. It
pirates.
is fun.
We're all
We are all
pirates.
pirates. Yeah, that's what I
We're
told
all
you.
just
Yeah.
pirates, man. We're
Yeah.
just like let's find the
That's
gold.
why I picked this story because I thought of you, like
Yeah.
finding something when you're metal.
Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go to a diamond mine, dude. Let's do it.
I would do it.
That should be
Do they
your
have
next-
diamond
that'd be cool.
detectors? Yeah.
Well,
You know
ju-
what- you know
gotta
what's
chip it
cool?
away, bro.
Yeah,
Gotta
you
put
just
some-
gotta hit it,
It's
right?
good exercise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can get out of that food debt. Yeah.
You know
Get
what's
2
cool,
going.
like about being in Europe? Good.
What?
You could like metal detect out in the mountains and stuff or whatever, and like find like
Some
Viking
Viking sword,
swords
yeah.
and like
True.
stuff like that, like
Yeah,
real
that would be cool.
artifacts.
That
you know,
would be pretty fun.
That's pretty cool, man. So that's it. That's it on the news stories.
Well, Dustin, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Dustin Chafin. Where can people find you, Dustin?
Just do the Instagram at Dustin_Chafin. Yeah, I'm out there, man. Just doing it, baby.
Nice. Bro, thanks for coming,
Thank
man.
you, man. This was great.
Yeah.
Good
And
seeing you
it's
guys. Awesome.
So great. You got a second chance in life and all the great things you're doing.
Yeah, I'm
with
glad
these
you're
guys.
here, man.
I appreciate it. That means a lot.
I'm glad that Tylenol PM didn't PM.
Yeah. I didn't do Advil. That might have been another level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That was awesome. I'm Dustin Ibarra.
I'm Greg Baldwin.
Find us on social media and on the web at goodthingspod.com.
You can also find us on Instagram and YouTube at Good Things Are Happening Podcast.
We're on Patreon. Sign up because we're going to have some cool stuff on there.
Like really, really, really cool stuff.
So dope, we can't even talk about it. And remember, when life gets you down, good things are happening.
Good things are happening. Help somebody.